Welcome back into Listens Live. I'm Michael Vanover, joined now by a very special guest. Joining me is Reggie Van Stockum Jr., an author of all of these great books. We're excited to talk with you today, Reggie. Thanks so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
Oh, Michael, it's just terrific to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. You've got a lot of things to talk about today, but you have a new book that is coming out, and I want to talk about that. If you would, Fort Knox, including Southern Indiana. Tell me a little bit about this book.
Well, this is my surrounding series, and it's really a method of getting lost in Kentucky.
Okay.
I call them journey logs, and the surrounding part means that instead of deciding where you want to go in Kentucky and then beeline right to it, instead, just go and get lost. Because what you'll find will impress you, will surprise you, and will make you realize that you haven't really been spending enough time out and about in this wonderful Commonwealth. So this book took 2.5 years to write. I've been everywhere with it. And it's not about Fort Knox, although there's the history of what was there before the military installation. It's about everything that's around it. So we're talking south of Louisville, New Haven, Hodgenville, West Point, Elizabethtown, all the way down to Hawesville, for example, crossing Accountant, up through the incredible wilderness of southern Indiana, across to the three cities in New Albany, Clarksville, and Jeffersonville, and back to Louisville.
So many great places. I mean, I'm obviously born and raised here myself, so passionate about this area and this community. What inspired you to write this newest book?
I have a doctorate in biology that I got from the University of Louisville, and I have a law degree from the Brandeis School of Law, and I have a day job. I am a lawyer, and I have practiced law for now 40 years, concentrating in environmental law, and that's taken me all over the Commonwealth, and I mean all over the Commonwealth, to places that I wouldn't have otherwise thought to go. And as I'm doing this and I'm seeing these things, and I'm becoming impressed by the excitement of landforms and the cultures that live on them, I realize that this is what I really enjoy doing. And when I can bring in my science, I can bring in a culture, I can bring in history. I mean, what else is there in life?
You know, you have a deep appreciation, obviously, for the nature of this community, all of that. I'm sure you have so many stories. We could be here for hours, I'm sure. What are some of your favorite, places when you were lost, so to speak, that you came across that really were like, all right, well, I'm definitely writing about this?
There are lots of them, but I can give you some hinges.
Yeah, couple hints, if you will.
Yeah. That you can kind of hinge your visits in some smaller communities. West Point,
okay,
Kentucky, that was the cat's meow in the 1800s. I mean, it was the place to be. And they have a wonderful community. They have a small museum. Monty Matthews operates it. He's the director down there. And he has one of the still extant TARDISes, meaning that the inside of the building is much bigger than the outside. The information will simply expand your brain as you go in. West Point's got all of this stuff. New Haven, over there on the Salt River, a quiet community now. They just reopened the Sherwood Inn. Phil Johnson's the historian there. Fabulous stuff. You go up to Hodgenville, Cheryl Williams up there. Gary Kempf, the historian of pre-Fort Knox in Elizabethtown. Brandenburg, you get the incredible Jerry Fisher, and then you cross the river, and that powerhouse of history, Karen Schwartz in Corydon. I mean, wow.
Isn't it amazing when you meet these historians and the conversations and the knowledge that they have? I mean, you could probably sit there and talk to them. I'm sure you have for hours.
I do.
Yeah, that's part of what you do and part of the inspiration in your book. I'm sure there's so many stories here and so many different things. If people are watching right now and they want to find out how to get a copy of this, what's the best way for them to do that?
Well, I sell all of my books, including these 4 surrounding series, on my blog site, my last name.blog, vanstockum.blog. But you can also get all 4 of the hardbacks of these surrounding books at the Little Mount Lavender store in Simpsonville, Kentucky. Those are great folks, and it's neat to sell there. And also in downtown Shelbyville at the 6th and Main Coffee House.
That's awesome. So multiple places to get it, online, of course, as well as in store. If you would, Reggie, let's talk a little bit about the writing process. So obviously the travel, the breathtaking views, the things that have inspired you to write these books. What was the process like? I know you touched on, I think it was 2.5 years, you said.
Yes.
But just take us through the way that you do, the way that you write these books.
It's kind of nifty. So what you don't do is how you begin. You don't do the research. You don't say, I want to go see Meade County or Breckinridge County, and I want to do some research to check what I want to see. Instead, you just get a map out or a smartphone with a map app, and you say, where can I go to get lost? And as you start driving around and getting lost, you just see things, landforms, little communities, crossroads that you just didn't know was out there. And they're so engaging, they're so emotionally satisfying to see what life is like in the Commonwealth. I then get home, and within 24 hours, I have to do the research about what I've just learned, and I have to write it up, because when you write emotionally, you get the good stuff.
Well, and you know what I love about that is that we get so busy in day-to-day life, and the hustle and the bustle and the distractions of the cell phone and all of this stuff, and for you to just literally get in the car, drive and get lost, it does sound refreshing, and something that I don't think a lot of us do.
It'll fill your tank up. You'll see things that you forgot that you enjoyed. And of course, there are always those historical markers, and I stop for every one.
You do, every single one. That's what you do. My parents have a place down at Nolan Lake, and I know it's a small example, but just jump in the car and drive, and sometimes that peaceful drive, it's with the recharging that I need. So.
Nolan's one of the secrets of Kentucky.
That's right, no doubt. Well, Reggie, thank you so much for being here. One more time, less than 20 seconds. How can they buy this?
www.vanstockum.blog, or the Little Mount Lavender Store in Simpsonville, Kentucky, or 6th and Main Coffee House in Shelbyville, Kentucky.
All right, Reggie Van Stockum Jr., thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Mike.
All right, have a great rest of the day, and we'll see you tomorrow on Listens Live.